Talk That Talk TV, we back again.
Welcome to Talk That Talk Media, where the vibe is live. DJ and Tika are hype, keeping dreams alive. Welcome to Talk That Talk Media, where the vibe is live. DJ and Tika are hype, keeping dreams alive. Bringing you reactions, reviews and slick recaps. Join the conversation, no time for mishaps. Trends will uncover, every beat devoured with fresh insights and energy will never tire. From pop culture to the latest in the game, dive in with us. You want to stake your claim, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Talk That Talk Media. Welcome to Talk That Talk Media.
Girl Tika.
And it's your girl EJ.
Yes. Welcome to the party, y'all. It's movie night, a Lifetime movie, and we're here to discuss Toni Braxton's He Wasn't Man Enough. Now, I believe we're going to have another guest to come through, and as soon as they do that, I will add them to the show. But, EJ, what were your initial thoughts on He Wasn't Man Enough?
I thought it was cute. Honestly, I didn't really know what I was gonna think because I was like, is Toni gonna be playing in this? I mean, I don't know much for an actress, right? So I was like, oh, okay, I gotta see how this is gonna go. But I love that song, He was a man in a I love that song. So and I love Toni. So I was like, okay, I'm here for it. And so as I was looking, I was like, this is really, really cute. So I think it fits the Lifetime formula. I feel like Lifetime has a formula that they follow, and I think they always follow it. And I think that's what makes them popular with these style of movies. So I think they did a wonderful job at bringing it to life. It was just cute. And it was funny seeing, oh boy, because I just got to watching him on Merry Little Christmas, and Merry Little Christmas, Merry Little Baby, Merry Little Wedding. I was like, dang. You're a bum over here.
Right. You talking about Richard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's been everywhere. He definitely has been everywhere. In the Lifetime. If you gonna find him on Lifetime, you can catch him on Hallmark. Like, he is literally some of everywhere. And I was just wondering, to the audience, thank y'all for tapping in. I absolutely appreciate you guys for coming through. Hey there, Demetria Richburg. Hey there, Patrice Halson. Thank you for coming through as well. And hey there, Shayna. How's it going? Yes, we gonna let you know whether or not at the end, whether or not it was worth watching. Just stay tuned, okay? And with that being said, I want to bring up Tamika's Den, our guest for the evening over here at Talk That Talk Media. Hey, Tamika, how did you feel about Toni Braxton's He Wasn't Man Enough? Like, do you think it depicted what it gave what it was supposed to give? Because for me, I was looking for, I know some of the lyrics of He Wasn't Man Enough. And so I was just wondering, was it like playing out the song, or did it give you a totally different vibe versus what's actually in the song?
Yeah, it was kind of a different vibe. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a little different, but I guess it was cute for what it was. I was already thrown off. I know me and EJ kind of talked about that behind the scenes because I didn't know Toni was acting in it, and I said, okay, we got to see what she's going to be doing. I just thought it was going to be like, kind of a story that's, of course, surrounding the song. He wasn't man enough for me, and we was going to go from there, but it was a little different than what I expected.
Right. Gotcha. But for the record, Toni has been actually acting. She's been in, now don't get me to quoting everything that she's been in, but I know I have seen her in Lifetime, one or two Lifetime.
Yeah, she has done acting before. I think it was, like you mentioned, a couple of Lifetime movies, and then I want to say she was in a play. I know Tracy's been in a lot of plays. I'm not Tracy, Trina. But anyway, yeah. It wasn't bad overall. I've seen worse.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get on into the storyline, y'all. we're gonna meet a few of the characters. And okay, so for the record, I absolutely love Yvette Nicole. She's one of the cousins over there on Family Business Nola. And so I absolutely love her. She's funny to me. She actually, in this one, she portrays a character by the name of Candy. And Candy is that friend that is trying to keep both sets of friends. She's trying to hold on to Monica, and she's trying to hold on to Mel. Well, we find out that Monica and Mel basically fell out over a man, pretty much over a man. Monica married the man, I guess, that Mel was dating. And so we see where Mel, who's also a book writer, she's, they're introducing us to her and Richard as this such loving couple. They look super happy. They look like, things are the best. Mel is an author of many books. And so, like I said, it just seems like they've got it going on. The house is beautiful. They're waking up with some early morning woo-woo, and she's fixing him breakfast, like doing all the things. And they look as if they're a happy couple. We're also going to see a moment where Mel goes and she does another book release, and this is where we're introduced to her friend by the name of Candy. So any particular thoughts on this relationship between Mel and Richard? Was it looking sketchy already in the beginning? And I'm gonna say this just for me, it was definitely looking a little sketchy, because why she got to tell you to put up boxes? Like, why does she have to, tell you, okay, I know we're just moving, but let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the way. She's like running over boxes and all of the things. So any particular thoughts? And we can start with EJ on Mel as well as Richard.
Initially, I was just like, okay. I was like, okay, this is cute. Like, where are we actually going with this? Who's going to be because I'm trying to figure out who the guy going to be. Because I was like, I know it ain't Merry Little Baby. I know it ain't Merry Little Christmas, Merry Little Wedding. I know it ain't him. Okay. So I was looking for the other guy. I know I just typed him right now at this point because, I haven't seen him in all those. But anyway, no, seriously, I didn't have any red flags initially, but I did think it was pretty awkward that we had to tell him about the trash. We had to tell him about the things. And I was like, okay, well, sometimes, you got to remind people. I was like, okay. So I let that kind of slide. I was like, let me let it play out first before I make any assumptions, right? And they have just moved there, and he has made it clear that he is trying to start this new company and all of that. So I was like, you know what, let me give him a little chance. And then, of course, Candy, I love Yvette. She's so great. And I liked her. I was like, oh, okay, I love this. I love this friendship already. So I enjoyed her character right from the jump.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And any thoughts on either of them, Tamika?
Yvette kind of carried this for me. I was here for her. She had me cracking up. As far as the dude, I was just like, I guess. I mean, they was making him seem like they was all cute and lovey-dovey and trying to get it in, but then it just felt like it was going downhill, and like, it wasn't really there. He was just there, but he wasn't really there.
Right. Right. Yeah, he was there we're gonna find out he was there to get what he could get. But we also finally end up meeting Monica, and Monica is a dermatologist, and she's also a world-renowned she has a world-renowned skincare line, so she's making money left and right. But she's also a recent pretty much a divorcee. She has this board that she desires out of her man. It's funny because one of her desires is to have a man who wears blue suits, nothing but blue suits. I like Bernie Mac. I'm like, why? I don't understand. They didn't make it clear to us why she needed that man in a blue suit. But if anybody knows what's the significance to a man wearing a blue suit, drop it in the chat. Let us know. But we also find out that even though she and Oh
Mel.
God. Yeah, Mel are distant, like they're distant friends right now because of their fallout. She is, still paying attention to Mel. Like she's over there while she's working out, she's listening to her book, Audible, okay. She's listening to it and she's checking in. She knows pretty much that Candy 9 times out of 10 is somewhere, hanging with Monica. Hanging with Mel. So any particular thoughts on Mel and any particular thoughts, I'm so sorry, y'all, on Monica. We could start with Tamika and then Candy, because Monica, she looks like she literally has it all together. But we don't find out, of course, until a little bit later about the nature of she and Mel's relationship. And I'll say this, Candy is like the middle person. Like she's that one friend that's trying to get the gang all back together. So again, Tamika and then EJ, any thoughts on Monica?
Yeah, she pretty much, like you said, looked like she's about her business. It seems as if she's getting more deals. She's doing her workout, but she did cheat a little bit. She coming out seeing her billboard. But when this man walked past and the girl in the gym was like, "Oh, you want me to hook you up and give you the number?" I was like, "Wait a minute, is that and I don't Melody's man?" Like I
Richard, it
felt,
was.
yeah, Richard. I was like, wait a minute, but then she was like, no, she not interested. So I was like, hold that to the side for a minute. And like you said, we really didn't know the details of why, they have a gap or why they're not speaking or why there's any issues. But at the same time, she was listening to her book. So, obviously, I don't know if she just wanted to see if she was saying something bad about her in the book or if she still was trying to support her, even though maybe it was a little bit of both, even though they're not really rocking with each other like that.
Right.
Yeah. I was just cute. Her little southern accent. She was really trying it. And that's all I got. That's all I have.
I love Exit Atkins though. And you can tell her actual, the way she actually speaks and a little bit of that accent, you can tell they were kind of like crossing over some of the moments, but she is a Southern Belle in this particular film. So, I was like, okay, well, let's see what you can't do. So I think she did all right to be a Southern Belle. She did all right for me, just for me. But back to Candy, y'all. We see that Candy is lacking loving, okay? She's not lacking, money. She's not lacking a roof over her head. She's not lacking her husband even saying, hello, how you doing? What he's not doing is giving up the goods. And she is just like confused, like what the heck is going on? She's literally frustrated. She even, somewhat addressed that to Mel, about how, hey, you lucky you getting it at home. Good for you, lucky you. I'm not, in so many words, she said that. So any particular thoughts on Candy and her man? Greg, I'm not Greg. I forgot his name, but I'll give it to y'all in a second. But Candy and her man, either lady can go.
It was I knew right from the jump. I was like, I already knew where this storyline was about to go, because I was just like, okay, and he's doing all these activities, like he's trying to avoid certain things. I was like, okay. I was just waiting for them to go ahead and hit us with the punchline and when it was actually going to come out, because I never thought that, he was doing anything more than that. And I was like, okay, but we gonna figure this out. But I do like, I do like how she has it pretty much together. And you can tell that, this is something like she's like, we got the kids out the house and, like what's happening? Like what's going on? And she tries to have a conversation with him, but he doesn't want to have that conversation. And I can imagine that because, he's a man and, nobody wants to have those type of conversations, especially with a woman, like I get it. So I was just glad that I'm just glad he wasn't, cheating.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And his name was Byron, y'all. I'm sorry, I forgot. His name was Byron. And it was just, like I said, he walked in the house, did all the things, massaging her feet. He just couldn't, get to that point, and I wish, you know, he would have went ahead and just told her what was going on, but he kind of left it to her imagination to kind of figure out what was going on, and she still could not catch a clue whatsoever. But we're gonna move on, and we have a moment where we are reminiscing about the S before the M's. Okay. Spells, oh God, Spells Bells was their crew. Monica, Mel, and Candy. And so, you know, it was cute to actually see them in their younger form, see them taking trips to Cancun before Monica got married. But we also, as she's reminiscing, Mel is trying to figure out where the hell her husband at, because he said that he was going to a meeting. However, seems like he never made it to that meeting. So if he lied to me, once they have the conversation, she's just like, look, I have had enough. You got to go. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here because you're lying about where you've been. I've given you money to do all of the things that you needed to do to get this business up and running. And you said you had a meeting with investors, but I called your office and that's not where you were. And so she's literally upset and has to end up, of course, calling her one good friend, or well, one good friend at the time, Candy. And so Candy comes over and she's like, well, what are you going to do about his clothes? And Candy was that rider. She came in with a bat. She was ready to swing, but her thing was, okay, well, we're not going to burn none of this stuff. What we're going to do, since you paid for all of this stuff, we're going to try to sell as much as we can to get some of our money back. So, or some of your money back. So, Tamika, any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when they first started having the argument and she kicked him out and everything, I felt like that was kind of fast. Like I didn't know we was getting to that point already. But then, of course, later once her friend comes over and she explains that it's kind of been multiple things, and you know we've had different situations over time, and we feeling like he's disrespectful and different things of that nature. Because remember when she initially met up with her, she was making it seem like everything is good. I'm so happy. You know, his business is coming along. My thing is coming along. She did say we not really spending as much time together, but you know, I just didn't feel like it was to that degree. But if it's something that's actually been happening for a while now, and you was trying to hold it together and you know make it seem like it was okay and it really wasn't, then that kind of made it make more sense for me. But I was kind of more interested in what was happening with I'm forgetting her name that Yvette played. I was more interested in Candy, her and her husband in a situation than I was Melody, to be honest. But at least at this point,
Right.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, man, this escalated real fast until we got that tidbit of information. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is build up. This is not an escalation. It's built up, and I'm not going to continue to ignore these red flags. I'm just going to go ahead and be done with it because you're not going to keep lying in my face. And he was talking to her a little bit rough. I was like, bro, calm your nerves. Like, we ain't have to talk like this, but and I get it. Like, nobody wants to be disrespected or talked to in that way. And it's one thing for it to happen once, but for you to continuously do it, then nah. But the way that they presented it to us, it felt like it was just so quick. But, you know, I love that they gave us that extra info, because then I'm like, oh, okay, you're right.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And he was out of pocket. Like, talk about woman your age. I'm like, but you dating this woman that's this age.
Yeah. He would have had to get the Gensu had he said that to me. You gonna leave up out of here, but you're gonna leave with a remembrance of this old lady, okay? We leaving a mark.
Okay.
So here we have where Candy is trying to get the gang all back together. Why is she here? That's literally how I felt when Mel walked into the room and saw that Monica was sitting there. She was not supposed to be there. Keep in mind, this was all after she had just gotten into an argument with Richard, who was knocking at her door trying to get some things, and she was like, all your things are out there on the porch. So she's already frazzled, upset. She had Greg from next door to come and say, hey, is everything okay? And you know, that was just a moment, but they go back to the restaurant and they basically have a verbal situation. I really felt bad for this little waiter. He kept asking, you know, would you like to order anything? And she was like, boy, just read the room. Like, there won't be anything ordered at this moment. Don't you see these two ladies are arguing? But he proceeded to, you know, tag along with Candy to go to the window to kind of see their whole little argument play out. And they had that moment. Any thoughts on just everything that came to fruition? They were arguing. We found out about the relationship that that Monica got in, and you know, she kind of left the ladies behind. He was isolated. She was separated, isolated from her friends. I still can't understand why would that be so enough to kind of like break them up. I understand the isolation, but it still should have been enough to communicate. So in my mind, Monica has definitely slept with Mel's man. That's just what it was given. EJ, you have any prediction or speculations as to why this friendship really, really fell apart?
I think that I felt like her friend tried to tell her about this guy and she didn't want to listen. She just, you know, she felt like she knew who he was, but she was trying to tell her otherwise. And so he did what typical abusive type people do, like people who have because there's different types of abuse. It ain't always about somebody putting their hands on you, but where he isolates you from your friends and family. And that's exactly what he did with them. And I could see that causing a friction in a friendship, especially for people who are supposed to be close. And if I can't talk to you, I can't have a conversation with you, you're not allowed to come hang out with me, because it was giving. He started to control those type of things, and she let him. And she didn't like the fact that somebody said something. And sometimes you can't tell your friends about their man, and we just got to keep it real. Like sometimes you can't. I really wanted it to be something like I was dating him first, and then you started dating him, and now I'm trying to like what happens later. But like I thought maybe it was something like that, and unless I missed it. But
I kept trying to find that too.
And it wasn't okay, because I was like, maybe that too. But if that wasn't part of it, I could get it. You know, like I could get it from the isolation standpoint of it, especially if I'm trying to tell you, like, girl, he is not the one, nor the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you just don't want to listen.
That part. Any thoughts, Tamika?
I kind of felt like it was a little bit of both, but I don't know. This one kind of felt a little bit rushed through to me too, because I was like, I didn't know if they had dated the same guy, but then she was also mentioning like what EJ just said in terms of you warned me about him and it ended up being right, and you isolated me for everybody. And there is some people that do that. They'll be isolating you from your friends and family. Next thing you know, you only have them and depending on them, and then she starts to see the true colors. And at that point, their relationship is already messed up. They're not talking, and I guess it just continued on. Before you know it, so many days and years and months have went past, and she's basically like, but we still could have been friends, because I agree with what Melody said to her in terms of friends should be able to tell you the truth and talk to you and tell you what they need to. And then she pretty much says back like, well, friends also should be able to, say I'm sorry and forgive each other and move on from burnt bridges. But I don't know if we can move on from burnt bridges. Usually if it's burnt, it ain't no going back. So maybe that wouldn't have been the term I would have used.
Right. Yeah, because how we rebuilding, how we recrossing over a burnt bridge, make it make sense. But I guess in their mind, at the writing table, it made sense for them at that moment. But with that being said, just want to shout out to the chat. Hey there, lighten up with Letitia. I know I shouted out some of y'all a little bit earlier, so let me get the ones I missed. Let's see. Letitia says, my girl Essence is in it too. Maybe I need to check it out. It was okay. So since we've come to like a middle ground, what would you guys 1 to 5? Because this for me, it was a mid type movie or a mid type. like, oh my God, I gotta run home and watch it again. And I'm just being real honest and as transparent as I can. Nothing negative, but just it wasn't one of those like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up and watch it again. Like this was so good, I could watch it 3, 4, 5 times in a row. For me, I would have given this honestly and as transparent as I can be a 3. Not the acting was pretty decent for me. I love the funny side of it all. There were a lot of comedic moments. Of course, headed by Yvette Nicole, but Essence was pretty funny in some of her moments as well. But start with Tamika, then EJ. What did you guys rate? What would you have rated the episode?
Yeah, I'm like,
or the movie. I'm sorry.
I'm between like a 2.5 or 3. I thought it was like, medium. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. There definitely was some comedic moments that I enjoyed. There was the little dancing moments, us just being the girls hanging out that I thought was cool.
Right.
I like those parts.
Gotcha.
I agree with Tamika. I'm at a 2.53. This is definitely mid. This is definitely not something I'm gonna watch again. I'm just keeping it real. I will not turn it on and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this again. And it's nothing against any about the movie itself. It's just so mid that I'm not running back to it. Just not. I mean, I think that if we like do a comparison of how they did Mary J's same situation where they're taking the songs and creating them into movies, I thought that Mary J's was done very well because it came from a place of pain and hurt and love, how Mary is. And I thought they did very well at recreating that and bringing that to life. And I think that if they had did that with this, because they tried to lean into the comedic side, but to me, the song is more so about hurt and pain. And I would have rather seen a more dramatic side to this movie. And I would have rather them lean into that instead of the funny. I mean, yeah, it was cute and all, but they really had an opportunity to make us cry, laugh, and do all the things if they had really leaned into He Wasn't Man Enough for Me. Because when I think about that song, I think about something totally different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just hoping that when they do Unbreak My Heart, because I know they're going to have to do it because that was another hit, that they really lean into like nobody wants an art. Like Toni is about pain. Like when I listen to her music, I do not listen to her music because I want to be happy. I listen to her music because damn it, I'm hurt and I need Toni to unbreak my heart. You know what I'm saying?
All right, sing
it. If they go there. If they go there, I think they would be fine. I just think they took the wrong angle with it, but it still wasn't like everything. I mean, it's cute. It's just not what I was expecting, and it wasn't something I'm going to go back and watch again. So definitely 2.53.
Absolutely. I agree with you both, ladies. You already know. So with that being said, we're going to move right back into the episode, or I keep wanting to call this thing an episode, but this movie, I'm gonna lean back into the movie. We see where the ladies actually end up meeting up, and they have a conversation, and basically they agree that Monica could have done things way better than what she did, and so they end up reuniting because it felt so good. Also, again, Candy was right there in the middle. Like, y'all should be, y'all should just talk it out, get it out, get the things off your chest. Let's talk about it. And so, again, like I said, they end up getting reunited, and they end up taking this little trip to the spa. I was like, okay, that was quick. Make their way to the spa, and then as soon as they get in real good, y'all, let's talk about it. She ends up it's a month later, they end up going to Monica's birthday party, and lo and behold, it's the damn devil in the building. Okay. We find out that Monica is now dating and engaged at this point because he proposed to her at the birthday party. She's now engaged to Richard. And of course, Mel sees him there and is literally like stunned and basically sick to the stomach. She runs out, and then after that, it's like, I gotta go. She ends up leaving the whole party. And I was just hoping, because Candy is so outspoken the way that she is, I was just hoping that she would have said right there at the party, like, aren't you did you date my girl Mel? Like, I was hoping that she would say something like that. Like, do you date my friend? But she reserved that comment. She didn't say anything. Any thoughts on this whole proposal? First of all, the friendship getting back together. And then basically this friendship is about to be destroyed over a man. Any thoughts, Tamika, the EJ?
Yeah, I love the spa day and them reconnecting and drinking these shots. I never heard of this tequila before, but I'm not really a tequila drinker. But they was loving their tequila and doing their little dance. All of that was cute. And then 2.5 seconds later, we trying to celebrate her birthday, and I knew she was about to come in here with him. I just knew it. And yeah, it was too slow for me, Tika. You took the words out of my mouth. Like, we would have been addressing this right then and there. There's no way I see you come in with the person that our other friend just literally broke up with, that put her through hell, and he's
Right.
asked you to marry him and you say yes, and we not talking about it right then and there, child. Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. We would have been pulled to the side, or we would have been right there like, excuse me, everybody. Nah. We not waiting another day to talk about this.
Right.
Heck no. I was sitting up there waiting on I'm like, Candy, she gonna say something because she's outspoken. She's gonna say something. I mean, I need the lawyer in you to just pop out and say something. Like, don't let your friend get engaged to this guy without knowing everything that she needs to know. She just got back in good with the friend over a man again. Like, let's not let this particular, we just bonded over this whole thing, and you've been through this, and we're bonding over it, and we're talking about this. Like, girl, no, do better. Like, if you my friend, say something right then. Don't let me get engaged. Like, girl, pull me to the side and say, I don't mean to interrupt this little engagement. We got to go to the bathroom real quick or something. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be the person that causing the scene, but me, I'm causing the scene, Tika. I'm telling you right now. Don't let your man propose to you and I know him. I'll be like, girl, that ain't the one out of two. That ain't the one. I'm just gonna do it.
Absolutely, yeah. We would have had to say something because friends don't let their friends look bad and go down looking crazy. But they have the conversation the very next day. I'm feeling like Candy, she or Mel, I don't know if she called her and was like, hey, we need to talk. They don't give us that, but we do see them meeting up, and she had a nerve to throw this little fake ring in her face, like. And it's basically, she was kind of like trying to insinuate that Mel was upset that he didn't propose to her, but in actuality, the dude was a leech. Like, he was literally leeching off of her, and Mel tells her that, like, this man, I found a whole stack of bills that this man hasn't paid. I gave him money to fund his business, and so at this moment, I'm thinking, okay, she ain't trying to hear nothing that Mel is telling her. But then she ends up going home and she has the conversation with him. You lied to me. you got my money. I invested in you. And then you bought me this fake ass ring. And she scratches the ring on the table. Y'all know that if it's a real diamond, it's going to break the glass. But it didn't do that. It didn't even scratch the surface, literally. So Tamika and then EJ, any thoughts on her finding out the truth about, first, I don't think she wanted to accept the truth from her friend, but I think as she drove home and thought about all of the things and remembered the fallout that she and Mel had in the past, she kind of was like, let me at least do some investigating into this whole situation.
Yeah, that was a little too delayed for me. Like, I didn't like the way she came out at Mel and talking about, girl, you jealous and you mad that he didn't get down and, propose to you. One, we have the history where this broke up our friendship from before. Then a good majority of what this person did to me, even if you didn't know that it was dumb. I find out that the person that's proposing to me is the same one that you broke up with. I already don't want him just off of that. But then you start to add more things and context to it, and I'm telling you, like, you don't want me to be happy. You mad that he didn't choose you, and different women make men be different, or he chose to be different now. Not saying that. I was like, girl, what are we even talking about? She annoyed me so much with that. But I guess maybe, she was in shock. Maybe she needed some time to think about it, and she thought about it on her way home, like you said. because it seemed like she came in with a different energy to him and, you know, put him on the spot. And then he was trying to make it seem like, oh, I told you everything and, you know, don't do this and all of that. But yeah, it seemed like the icing on the cake was when she scratched that damn glass because she told her, you probably got your Cuban zirconia, girl. That ain't no damn real ring. And basically was like, I'm being nice by saying please, but I'm not being nice. What I mean is hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. And I was like, okay, girl, but yeah, no. She was too slow with that for me.
Yeah, first and foremost, the conversation at the thing, we would never be friends again. I'm sorry. Like, you're not going to do this to me 2 times and then have the nerve to tell me that I was the problem, even though this man has used me the way that he has used me. We done sat here. I probably done cried on your shoulder and all the things. You've only invested 2 months in this. I invested 2 whole years, which means that I got to see the real person. What you say, Tamika? Not the representative. Like, I got to see, you just got the representative right now. He's faking and shaking for you, but I know exactly who he is because after all this time, you know, everything kind of came to the light. And if I'm supposed to be one of your closest friends, and I know that we just got back together, but that friendship, that trust should still be there, especially when you're sitting here listening to me tell you about all the things that has happened between me and this man, and you see how much it's hurt me. You see me up here crying, and then you have the nerve to tell me, oh, you mean he's a different person over the last few months? Because this can't be a big time jump. This has to be within it has to be like within I would say less than a 6-month period with all of this, right? So you're telling me that he just changed. You got to be smarter than that because you're a whole businesswoman with a whole big ass company that you have scaled this business. So you're not dumb. So what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? I know you're not saying this to me just for you to go back and say and question him. Like, no, like what you should have been doing is saying, look, I'm finna be with this dude because I'm not finna let this mess up our friendship again. I only been dating him for 2 months. Why am I even trying to marry him after 2 months anyway? I don't even know him like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't make enough of an investment to me to talk to her friend like this, or someone who's supposed to be a friend again. And I'm gonna say this and then I'll be done. There was an opportunity with this movie that if they had took it in a different direction, that all of this stuff could have been way more dramatic, way more interesting, way more everything as it related to this, because we could have done something with this whole friendship and the idea of friendship and a man, and we should have really let her marry this man, like, and then went through the thing, but it just had to have a different tone to it. And that's really what I expected. I was like, okay, is she gonna marry him? And all that other stuff with the car getting, like, all that stuff that needs to be there. We needed to make this dramatic, and she should have married that man. And then we should have seen something traumatic happen, and then her friend have to be there for her, and then see if the friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I would have been.
I agree with you, EJ. 2 months is definitely not that long. I mean, to be honest, 2 years is not even really that long, but it can seem like a lifetime, especially when you are investing in more ways than one. You investing your time, you invested your money, you building up his dream and all this stuff, standing by him and planning and thinking that y'all about to go into a certain direction. And I definitely thought that they were going to end up getting married or was already married, but it didn't play out like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Most opportunity, that's all.
Yep. Yeah, because that was the way they were moving. It's as if they were a couple, and then you had this man he was probably already scoping her out at the gym. I'm sure he had seen pictures of her prior, knew that was Mel's friend, and chose to try to date her anyway. I was like, oh, you just straight garbage. And I guess that's why they say he wasn't man enough. But they said 3 can play that game. So, y'all, you did it, and we or 2 others can play that game because like EJ mentioned, they get his car towed, repossessed, because he was already running late on the bill or behind on the bill anyway. So the car gets repossessed. They also give us a moment where he is supposed to be having a business meeting, and the person that he's supposed to have the business meeting with is supposed to be her family, Monica, some of her family. And also he tries to get her house, like he tries to get Mel's house and trying to get money. Like, bro, what did you do to even earn? Then he tries to say that, you know, he wrote a portion, or he's responsible for her latest book. Like, what, you claim you put some notes in the book, like you have a copy of the manuscript. You probably have a copy of the manuscript that you probably forged or pretended like you know, was putting notes in there. But you really did. I don't think he really did anything whatsoever to try to really help her. So, you know, finally, after they threatened him enough and threatened that whole meeting that he was supposed to have, they end up convincing him to go ahead and just basically leave her alone. And, you know, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. We'll call it a truce. And so, you know, they end up doing that moment. Any thoughts on the truce? And do y'all really think if they were to bring a part 2, do y'all think he really would actually end the truce, or would he come back later on and try to do some scamming-ish?
I'm keeping it real. They can keep that part 2, but as far as this is concerned, he didn't get enough for me. Like I need people to hurt. Like, if I'm gonna hurt, you need to hurt. This didn't hurt enough for me, because he still gets to get the meeting, which could potentially lead him into financial stability. I don't want you to have financial stability. Not when you done took my money. Like, no. Yeah. Wasn't good enough.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he definitely.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, to be honest, I wanted Candy to be able to take him to the cleaners, like take him to court and put everything on display. Because you talking about how you helped me write this book, but I got the receipts of the money, or I would hope she have the receipts of the money she invested into this company and what he was trying to do. Baby, we would have been talking about where my money at for all of the expenses. I mean, they were smart with selling his clothes. That part was funny to me when she was like, "Are we gonna burn it?" She was like, "Burn it? Hell no. We about to put this online and make a profit out of it, so you can at least get some of your money back off of that." Yeah, that was definitely not enough for me.
Right.
He was gonna fill that one.
Definitely. But, you know, somebody who did get some satisfaction eventually, y'all, she goes home. They're having this whole dinner. She goes home and they're having this dinner, her husband. But prior to that, what she does is, because when they were at the spa, they were telling her something to kind of make him jealous, make him think that she's getting attention from somebody else, because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing at home. And so what she does is send herself some flowers, and he thinks, "Oh, who's sending you flowers? It wasn't you." Anyway, we realized the reason why this man has not been satisfying his wife, and I think EJ kind of mentioned it a little earlier, the man couldn't get it up, down, left, right. None of the things. He couldn't satisfy her. He wasn't able to, you know, he was dealing with ED. Okay, y'all know what ED is. And he was dealing with that, but he didn't know how to tell his wife. So he finally got a prescription. Looked like he had a whole 30 pack, so he set for the rest of the month. And he goes into, she's trying to, like, she wants him to basically jump on her as soon as she walks in the house, but he's like, "Wait a minute, I gotta go to the bathroom." So he runs into the bathroom. He takes him a blue pill, but it's gonna take like 30 minutes for it to actually kick in. So at that point, you know, EJ, he has to explain to her what had happened was. So, you know, any thoughts? And then Tamika, you could definitely follow up. Any thoughts on, you know, Candace and her man and the whole blue pill situation?
Girl, when he said, I already knew that's exactly what it was gonna be, and I wasn't mad at it because I was like, you know, too many times people be scared to talk about stuff that be going on with them, even in their marriage. I'm like, come on now, like, you're married, so you know, share. But I do get it, so I don't want to downplay it. Like, I don't get it, but at the same time, I just thought it was. He made it was humorous, what she tried to do in order to get him to, like, try to make him jealous, because automatically I think people always default to it must be me. It must be something that I'm not doing. So I'm gonna try to make him jealous. So we get the fake flowers, we get all of that, and it does spark something in him because that night she did that dinner for show, And but then he's like, look, he gotta get the little blue pills because they gotta kick in. And I'm just glad that they were able to have a conversation about it and that she understands. Now she'll give him his 30 minutes. Like, sir, we're going to have 30 minutes of foreplay. Okay, so we keep this motorboat running. How about that? Period. And that's all he really had to do if he was just thinking about it outside of the box. Like, you still could have went there, but you could have just, did a lot of other stuff to like lead up to the moment. Like, and then by the time that beeper went out, beep, 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 you ready.
That part. Absolutely. Listen, before Tamika speaks, before we continue, y'all, please head on over here to the collab channel, Talk That Talk Media. We are trying to grow our channel. We're doing our best to give you guys some form of content daily. So please come on over here, Talk That Talk Media, and check it out. And here is the link in the chat. Go ahead, click that link, head on over to Talk That Talk Media. And y'all will find some great things over here. So anyway, Tamika, your thoughts on this moment.
Yeah, this was another one that I felt like took long to get to the meat and potatoes of what exactly was happening. Like, she was complaining about it for most of the movie, and then she was trying to give little subtle hints, but I was also getting pissed at him, like, how are you not understanding, sir, and missing what the hell is really being put down? Like, him rushing in when she cooked, like, oh yeah, I'm ready to eat and I want to watch this game, and then you get jealous over the flowers and you make a dinner, but you're talking about, oh, well, I'm making this dinner and I really wanted us to eat first and then we could get into the things. And you talking about going to see the kids, literally every other thing. And I was like, do he not understand that his wife is like saying, come on, turn off the lights and let's get this damn thing going. And,
okay.
It wasn't that serious. I just felt like he could let her know what was happening. And when he finally did, of course, they was able to work around it. But I was like, is he really missing this or is he just purposely trying to ignore it? Child, right. I was like, yeah, she needed to be more direct because she was going around the bushes, through the woods, and over the hills too.
Absolutely. Yeah. By her being an attorney, you would think that she would just say what she need. Like, just come on out and say it, honey. Listen, I need you to break my back. I need you to do some things. Do some things to make your girl feel a little strange. Like, come on, quit playing with me. But unfortunately, he caught on to it. But he had to explain what was really going on. So he finally got that out. And we're gonna see a moment at the end of the movie where that he done popped another one of them pills. And after the new book release, it's going down in the limo, y'all. I love that moment for them because somebody had to get something. But anyway, like I said, Mel's Spells, what is it? Bells inspired a book. Yes, it inspired a book. And not only does it inspire a book, it also leads to Monica finding a new man. It also leads to Mel eventually getting a new man. But it was just her letting everybody know, hey, I got this new book coming, and it's based off my girlfriend. Some of the stuff may not be completely true, or it might not directly correlate with them, but it's a story. And Monica does end up getting her man in her blue suit. Any particular thoughts on that? And after that, I want to talk about Mr. He was man enough. Okay. And we could go with whoever want to go first.
It was cute. It was cute or whatever. I was like, okay, I love that, she's still writing her little books. Emphasis on the little books. I like that she was still writing her books. I like that she got a story out of this friendship. And I love her vision board. I'm just like, listen, if that's what's on your vision board, girl, go for it. Because one thing about it, you got to manifest some stuff. Like sometimes you just got to manifest these things. And she said she wants that man in that blue suit. And boom, there go that man in that blue suit. Okay, look like he got a little wisdom on him so maybe he won't be playing no games, because they play games too. But I'm just saying, but maybe he'll have a little maturity about him and be like, look, let's do what we do.
That part. And what about you, Tamika?
Yeah, I thought the ending was cute. I liked how everybody kind of got, they man, so to speak. But I don't know what was happening with the blue suit. I forgot the movie was just talking about the other day when she kind of had her list of what she wanted, and we were saying it might have been too much, but you want what you want, man. Listen, she took this thing to another daggone level. Monica wasn't playing, and I couldn't be her damn therapist. She wasn't letting that therapist get a word in. She was just going to town in there with her vision board. But yeah, maybe because he's a little older and he's wearing the blue and it seems like they like the same type of drink, you may have just found the one that's right for you. Kenzie, like you said, her man done pulled up, so she good. That was really the only issue that they was worried about. Now it's gonna be on and popping. So I was like, oh, okay.
That part for sure. And Letitia says that she thought that blue suits were just a sign that they are corporate and it's assumed that they have money. So that's interesting. So you mean to tell me I need to walk around and just look for dudes with blue suits and just assume they okay?
And it was interesting that she made the comment, you never see Steve Harvey in blue suits, even though he, is all about the suits, but you did see Bernie Mac in one. R.I.P. Bernie Mac. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I was trying to figure out what she meant because I had to do some more thought processing on Bernie Mac versus Steve Harvey to kind of understand what that statement meant. But it was cute. I just like the moment. Again, she got that. She might have got her man, y'all. She might have got her man. But last but not least, y'all, this is Greg. And Greg is so cute, so handsome, so fine. He is the neighbor next door. And he basically runs to her when she was in distress or basically arguing with her ex, Mr. Richard, and he's like, is everything okay over here? He's also there when she ends up getting served. He's also there when she ends up busting her behind, falling while she was running, and saw the streakers, the community, the neighborhood voyeurs doing that thing in the window. Like, he was really there, but he realized, and the thing I'm gonna just say, I like this about his character, he didn't automatically just try to date her. He actually tried to just be her friend first. He also told her she needed some therapy, but she needed a way to kind of calm down. She needed an outlet. And so they sat and did this 4,000 piece puzzle. Like, they sat there and, he literally became her friend. And then finally at the end, he said he was man enough. He says he's man enough, because I don't know if he ever overheard them say something about he wasn't man enough, but at the end he says he's man enough. And because he was asking her, she was asking him, because he said, hey, you want to go out for steak and lobster? And she was like, well, I don't really care for steak and lobster like that, but I can do a burger, and he's like, oh, I'm definitely man enough for a burger. So, any final thoughts as far as Greg goes, the way he treated her throughout this whole movie, and just his character in a whole? And we could do Tamika, then EJ.
Yeah, I liked him. I thought he looked better than the other dude, and his attitude was better. He came through, when he seen the old freaking no good for nothing, wasn't man enough for me, was, trying to play in her face to make sure that she was okay. Like you said, he came through a couple different times. I would have took the steak, lobster, burger, and everything else, to be honest. But
okay.
And then it was funny to me how he was like, we could adopt a dog and co-parent. I was like, what the heck? When you away, the dog could be with me. But he definitely showed, just grace and chill. And, when she was saying, like, I don't think I'm ready for that, it wasn't like he was trying to push up on her, like you said, or trying to be a man right off the jump. But he was definitely letting it be known that I am very much interested. I see you, and I'm here if you need me. So I wasn't mad at it at all.
Exactly. Same. I liked him. He gets my vote. I like his approach to everything and how he just happened to always be there when she needed someone, and not like in a weird way, just there, and somebody that she could lean on in a very just casual way. And then in the end, he makes his move. And I love the fact that, I don't need all that steak and lobster. Let's go get a burger. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
That part, yeah. And that was the end of the movie, y'all. That was literally the end of the movie. I don't want to. I ain't even trying to sound like mean or nothing, because y'all know I'm normally I would watch it anytime, but I just had to be realistic about it. For me, it was that 3 that I gave it, and it's the average up here is 3. But salute and congratulations to Toni Braxton and all the cast who they did what they had to do to bring us this project. I'll just say to the writers, just kind of step it up. If you're supposed to be doing another song, step it up, up. Give us some more drama, give us some more tears, give us, because for me, burning the closet, all his things in the closet would have been way more dramatic and extra versus just going and selling stuff. Like, I need some anger, some aggression. Call me what you like, but I need a little bit more. But if you want something to go and sit down and watch, have nothing else absolutely to watch, I would recommend that you sit and watch it, and then you're gonna probably want to watch something else because it's just something that's missing. But with that being said, any final thoughts on? I'm sorry. Any final thoughts that either of you ladies will have, EJ, then Tamika, and then we'll see what. Well, let me start with Tamika first. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm slow. We'll start with Tamika first. Final thoughts and what do you have coming up on your channel, and then EJ, of course, my YouTube twin right now.
Yeah, it was cute for what it was. Like I said, it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. I definitely would tighten up in some areas, and I would bring more drama. Yes, Breathe Again is supposed to be the next one. I'm not mad at that. Listen, Breathe Again, y'all gotta come with it, baby. Y'all gotta come with it. All right, we need to be able to take that breath with y'all. Right, we want it. Give us what we want. As far as what's coming up on my channel around 9:30, I'm going to be with Monique 69 Ways talking about it. Welcome to Derry. Of course, we do the Oval on Tuesdays, myself and Candy. And then Wednesday will be Sisters with Monique 69 Ways and Candy Love. And that's pretty much it for now.
Absolutely. Well, we are so glad that you were able to join us, Tamika. It was absolutely fun over here at Talk That Talk Media. You've been here before, but this was definitely special because it was just you, and I always love your insight on different characters and different TV shows and movies. So thank you for, taking out the time to be able to come and kick it with us tonight.
Yes, thank you, ladies, for inviting me. I always have a good time with y'all.
Hey.
If I never feel you in my arms again, and I can't stop thinking about another way than used to be.
They better, damn it, they better do it. That's all I got to say. You better not mess up my doggone. I'm telling y'all, I love me some damn Toni Braxton. I go to cry when I'm listening to Toni Braxton, okay?
Right.
That's my stuff. Okay? I'll be like, you're right, girl. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, sorry. So
oh my God. Y'all see what I got? It's crazy.
Okay, listen, seriously though. definitely if you want something that's just something that you can sit, you can watch, and because once again, it's just mid, and that's okay. It's not a problem. When they come with the breathe again, hopefully they'll bring us that drama, and they'll really just lean into that Lifetime side that like to go there. You know what I'm saying? Because Lifetime will take you there. So you know what I'm saying? Like they like that drama. So if we can lean into that, I will be so here for. But I'll definitely watch it regardless, just because it's Toni Braxton, and I tell you, I love Toni, so I'm here for it. With that being said, again, this was a good time. And you want what we got going on the channel? As far as my channel is concerned, y'all, I dropped a bunch of content on TV Junkie. Several videos about Junior. I dropped a theory video. I dropped all the synopsis videos. So definitely go and check those out. I stayed up late last night just doing stuff. I couldn't go to sleep. And I'm about to drop some actual videos because I got a spark of creativity for a song, and I decided to make it, and I'm a do something with it. And then so definitely check those out, y'all. And then for the collab channel for Talk That Talk, we are actually about to go live with our season finale for the Talamasca. Tomorrow, we are actually going to be dropping our Welcome to Dairy It. So excited about that one, y'all, because it was scary. And then, of course, we did Married at First Sight, the finale. We did that on Sunday, so please go run that up and check it out. And, of course, we got Power Book 4 Force coming on Friday. Tamika will be joining us again, along with Kate Bly, so it's definitely going to be a vibe, y'all, so come and hang out with us. And then we're going to be doing All's Fair on Thursday, so that should definitely be interesting. So yeah, just check out our channel, y'all. We are doing a lot of content over here on Talk That Talk, and we're still dropping content on our regular channels as well. And we over here in the social media side of it as well, trying to do, all the social media stuff. Please go and follow us on Instagram. That would be so dope and great. We appreciate y'all. And listen, and while y'all at it, go follow us on All Things Ruthless, and go follow on TV Junkie, because my Instagram is trash. Go help your girl out, okay? Help me out. Help me. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, other than that, I think that's most of the stuff that we got coming up for the week. Again, we're excited for the channel. Please, please, please go on over there. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, do all the things. And while you're at it, consider joining our Patreon. If you like reaction videos, we are going to have more reaction videos coming, and all of our unedited reaction videos are already up on Patreon. So definitely go over there. And if y'all like books, we are going to be actually reading Lovers and Friends, and Friends and Lovers. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Usher. Hey, Usher, boo. You must be thinking about me. I think he's thinking about me. I know, boo. I know. Listen,
I'm not mad.
And I'm not mad at it, girl. My boo is thinking about me. But Friends and Lovers, so definitely go ahead and grab the book, y'all. You can get it on Audible. I think the Audible version is great, and we're gonna have a discussion about it probably towards the end of December. So definitely hang out with us for that, and we'll do even more books. We'll do some polls to see if we can choose books that you guys are gonna want to talk about as well. So just keep hanging out with us, I promise you. Oh, and we got game night coming. I'm so excited about game night. We got game night coming. I don't know what day game night is, but it is coming towards the end of the month. I think that's on the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll let you know. Okay, yeah, it's the 30th. So yeah, we'll let you know. But other than that, that's it. That is
Absolutely. Hey, with that being said, All Things Ruthless, the Oval, EJ has laid out the whole schedule for the week for Talk That Talk Media. If you all want to find out what we have coming up, just like she said, it's on social media. It's also posted in the community tab on YouTube. So just keep up with us, Talk That Talk Media. That's what your girl been grinding on. I've been literally grinding on Talk That Talk Media. I'm gonna give y'all my Oval content for sure. And just lock in with me tomorrow night. Y'all can come to either me and VKJ, or y'all can go over there to Mika and Candy, because we are all literally talking about the same thing. So y'all have options, or y'all could just put one tab and watch us, and then put the other tab and watch them at the same time. Like, just do it like that. But with that being said, y'all, as always, this has been lovely, and we're about this thing. We'll see y'all at 9:45 for Talamasca. Peace.
Talk that. Talk that.